My name is Michael Watson, and this is my FTT 202 week 5 assignment. So I'm going to be using my pistol that I was first sent to school. We're going to go ahead and start by showing that the chamber is cleared. There are no rounds in it. There's, of course, nothing here. Um, so for part one, um, the part that I would show particular interest in the health of my revolver would be my hammer. My hammer here, the hammer spring, the trigger, as well as the cylinder and the lock. So you have your cylinder here and your lock. So for me, those are going to be my biggest particular places I'm going to look at for the health of it. Because if it gets out of time or doesn't lock, then what can happen is it can get off and I have a misfire, or there's doesn't fire properly, or on the off chance that maybe it does just catch it, but the bullet doesn't line up, and then it explodes and is a catastrophic failure because the bullet then is going not through the barrel, it's going through the actual frame of the gun, which, with this especially being a snub nose and a handgun, it exploding in my hand would not be a very uh, fun experience, and quite dangerous. So making sure that I keep everything oiled, keep everything greased, cleaned, so there's no gunk or grime in it that could cause a failure or cause a part to malfunction. As well as inspecting it before I actually take it to the range. So if I'm going to take it to a range and do a range day just like I do with any of my firearms, uh, I'm gonna do a function. I'm gonna functions check them. I'm gonna make sure, like, hey, does it lock? Does it the bolt reset? Does everything does the gun work as it should without rounds? Before I start trying to put live ammunition to it, because once we get to the live ammunition point, it's not to sound dramatic, but it's life or death. I mean, if something happens and it's a catastrophic failure, it could result in major injury or even kill you. So, just making sure that it is functioning. Um, so, I'd say 10 different learning experiences I've had. One, just revolvers in general. I mean, this is the first revolver that I've ever owned myself. My granddad gave me a revolver, a little 22 revolver, but it never worked. It doesn't work. It's 100 and something years old. It's paperweight, so I don't consider that having that one as a revolver. Never even tried to like fool with it or take it apart or do anything. Like, it just kind of sits in my safe and just collects dust because he gave it to me. Um, so just the entire weapon system as a whole, um, and how to take them apart, and the different components that are in a revolver and how they operate. So the cylinder, um, dealing with the cylinder and how that stays in the gun and how it moves around, is a new concept for me. Like I said, every other firearm I've had is magazine fed, so it's semi-automatic. Um, um, Popping the grips off of these, or not, sorry, not popping the grips, but taking the plate off and actually getting where the components are located at. Um, was a new learning experience for me because I've always wondered how where the springs are at, because I mean every gun's got springs in it, and I've always wondered like, what do they build the gun through the handle? Like, seeing how to actually take it apart um, was a fun experience for me. So some of the unique features that I feel uh, is um, one, the fact that uh, so the which I'm familiar with double action. I have a SIG that's a double action SIG, uh, a single action double action SIG, and so I was familiar with the double action part, but the how the mechanisms rotate the cylinders and how everything all works basically off either your trigger pull for this, or by pulling the hammer back. How all that works. I mean, you don't, you kind of see it in uh, a semi-automatic, but or striker fire or anything like that. But not to this level where you see the 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 rounds rotate in, and um, it is unique. It's different. I like it, and honestly, this is not gonna be my only revolver. I do plan on buying more uh, and working on this one. I think I will probably make the one that I got from school a donor pistol and just take it apart and see what um, just keep tinkering with it and seeing, okay, hey, what, you know, or honing my skills, so that way if something does happen, it's not I'm losing a you know custom piece or a custom or a collector's revolver, or anything like that, or something that I've spent six, $700, $800 on, because I do enjoy this. So I think I'm gonna take them apart, figure out how to take this apart some more times, and um, just see what else could be done to revolvers, and um, as far as maybe even removing the sights and adding a different optic, a different sight to this one. So it's more of a night sight, because I'm not a fan of just the pure black sights. My eyes aren't kind of what they used to be, so I need the illumination if I can't have an optic, because all of my pistols that I conceal carry all have optics. So I do think that different features. I know features have stayed, features have gone, or features have gone from revolvers. I do like how, but I am a fan of how timeless it is, because you can look back at some of even the oldest revolvers, and they are very, very similar to today's modern revolvers. Um, there's updates in triggers, and there's updates in cylinders and cylinder catches and how they're loaded, but the basic concept has stayed the same for hundreds of years. So, and I feel that it will be around for another 100 years. The basic concept. So, I've enjoyed this course, and thank you.